guys, Bepper here, and welcome to another video. So today, I'm just gonna talk to you guys. Because I did one of these videos like a few weeks ago, and I really enjoyed it. Like, I feel like I just got to connect more with you guys, and I really like that because I love engaging with you guys and engaging with my audience, so I want to do that again. If you didn't watch the first one, I recommend you do. I'll put a link to it in the description down below, but basically, it's just me talking about my life and topics that you guys suggest for me to talk about. So if you watched my video yesterday or the day before that, you probably know that I've been feeling sick for some reason. Even though I know I'm not actually sick, it's just like this strange feeling like I feel really nauseous and I feel like I have a headache and stuff. And then I realized today, I think I may have a concussion. Because I have a loft bed, and that's basically a bunk bed without the bottom bunk. It's just like a bunk bed minus the bottom bunk. So it's like a bed that you have to climb up a ladder to get onto. It's pretty fun, actually. I really enjoy it. Anyway, there's a desk underneath there because I have space for it. That's actually where I am right now. But on Saturday, I think it was, I was bending down to go into my desk area, and I whacked my head on the side of my loft bed. And ever since then, I've been having headaches. So I think I may have a concussion. Like, whenever I'm on the computer, I start getting a headache. Like, I'm actually starting to get a headache right now just by recording, because I'm, like, staring at my screen as I record. Also, when I'm in class at school and I have to, like, concentrate on words and letters and stuff, things start hurting my brain. So I guess that'll just go away with time, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking it is. Because otherwise, I don't know why I've had headaches for 3 days in a row that are, like, not going away. And I don't know why I'm, like, sensitive to bright lights all of a sudden. So I'm pretty sure it's a concussion, which is totally fun, not really. Anyway, now let's move on to the topics you guys wanted me to talk about this week. Also, before I start off with the topics that you guys suggested for me to talk about this week, I want to know, do you guys want me to make this like a weekly series, like every Monday or every Friday I just make a video, like sit down with you guys and chat? Because I really like that audience interaction, but I'm wondering, do you guys like it at all? Like, is this a boring video for you, or is this, like, nice to hear? I don't know, let me know in the comment section down below, and now we will get on to the topics. Arctic Stars wants me to talk about Animal Jam reaching 100K. Yeah, guys, AGHQ, their actual official YouTube channel finally reached 100,000 subscribers. I'm so proud of them. It's like they're my little babbies. I'm just so proud. I want to, like, squeeze their little cheeks, but they're all, like, 30-year-olds and stuff, so that'd probably be really weird. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, a 15-year-old squeezing a 30-year-old's cheeks is probably really strange. But I mean, like, they're my little child, you know, like, metaphorically. Roxy_Tink wants me to talk about my brothers besides Apari. Alright, so the other brothers I have besides Apari are Tom and Joe. Now, whenever I talk about my brothers, everyone always assumes I'm talking about Apari, but everyone always forgets I have two other brothers, guys. Tom is my oldest brother, and he is currently 19, and then my brother Joe is my second oldest brother, and he is 18. My brother Tom is in his freshman year of college, and my brother Joe is in his senior year of high school. For most of my life, me and my brother Joe never got along. Like, up until, like, the past 2 years, I'd say, we were, like, enemies. Like, you hear about sibling fights every now and then? No, me and my brother Joe used to fight all the time. Like, every single day, we just get in fights with each other. We hated each other. Now, though, I feel like we're much more mature than we were, like, 2 years ago, so we're, like, much better friends now, and we don't fight all the time. Like, yeah, there'll be the occasional sibling fight, but other than that, like, we're fine with each other. My brother Tom is kind of the cool brother, you know, I can come to him for advice and stuff. We never get in fights. We have never gotten in a fight, I believe, like, not even once. I mean, we probably did when I was, like, 6 years old or something, but other than that, no. We either just chill out or stay out of each other's ways. And that's the easiest way I can really explain my brothers. Otherwise, you've seen Apari in all his videos. You already know what he's like. Lee_the_Fox wants me to talk about odd experiences in Animal Jam. Now, there's only been a few odd things that have ever happened to me in Animal Jam, but the one that's really sticking out at me is when I was being stalked on Animal Jam. And I'm not even over-exaggerating about that. I'm not just talking about, like, a buddy who kept following me around. No, I was literally being stalked on Animal Jam. And this was my stalker right here. This person right here was my stalker. Now, you have to understand before I even start off with the story, this was back in 2012 when I was like a nobody. Nobody knew me at all. I didn't even have my YouTube channel, so I was just an ordinary jammer being stalked by this dude. So it all started off at one of my buddies' parties, because of course they just wanted to throw an off-the-chain party. They invited all their buddies, and of course I had to go. So I go to their party, I show up, and that's where I meet Katrina. Immediately we just start chatting. He sends me a few jamograms and stuff. We buddy each other. It's all going smoothly, you know? So we become buddies. I talk to a few other jammers, and then I move back to my den. And everything everything was fine, but then he comes to my den later that day and says, oh, by the way, my username is Katrina because that's what my sister chose. I'm a boy, though. And I'm like, okay, like, why are you telling me this? Like, I don't really care. After about 2 weeks of not seeing him at all on Animal Jam, like he wasn't even logged on or anything, he'd start just following me around randomly. And after a while, I started getting kind of irritated because this dude was just following me around 24/7 and not saying anything. Like, I'd say, oh, hi, and he wouldn't respond at all. But he'd be there. He'd be, like, moving around. He saw what I was saying, obviously. Eventually, though, after I had asked him like a billion times, he said, oh, we're dating. I'm your boyfriend. Don't you love me? I love you. That's why I'm following you. You love me. Keep in mind, I was an innocent 11-year-old at this time, and I didn't really know anything of what he was saying. Anyway, my 11-year-old brain knew something was wrong, so I unbuddied him and I like left, and I was like, no thank you, like, you're kind of creepy, like, go away. And then it must have been like a month later, and I had unbuddied him, so I was like really questioning how he found me again. And let me just lay out the scene for you, okay? We're in a relatively undecorated den, so it kind of just looked like this. Maybe a few plushies and couches everywhere, but other than that, it was basically empty. I was somewhere in this section of the den when I saw him, and I'm like, oh, that's strange, like, what's he doing here? And I was creeped out, so I'm like, hi, how did you find me, like, what? He's like, oh, it must have just been a coincidence, so I'm like, okay, and then anyway, I move over here, and I'm like, just hanging out in the river, cause, you know, I was a clanner at that time. A role player, you know, I was drinking from the stream and everything. Anyway, so I just come here, and I just sit down, and he sits down next to me, and he's like, oh, we're in a hot tub together. And it was so creepy. Like, what are you doing? Like, are you 30 years old? You're creeping me out. And then I obviously ran away because I was super creeped out by him. And for the next, like, 2 weeks, he was following me around. I don't even know how he found me, but he found me somehow, and he kept just following me around trying to AJ mate with me. Eventually, though, after telling him he wasn't my boyfriend for about the billionth time, I think he finally quit Animal Jam. And it was so weird, and now that I think about it, it was probably like an online predator or something, because seriously, it was so creepy. Like, the way he was talking and stuff, it was disgusting. And keep in mind, this is when the chat wasn't really refined in Animal Jam, like, you could still say Instagram and social media and stuff like that. So it was really creepy, like, it was really creepy, and I was only 11 years old. Like, to imagine that could happen to, like, anyone on Animal Jam just freaks me out. Catherine.Burb wants me to discuss the lack of people actually learning about animals. Yeah, I think Animal Jam could do a better job with kind of implementing education into their supposedly educational game. Like, don't get me wrong, I love this game, but I really feel like they could do a bit more to kind of take on the education initiative. Like, yeah, they do have Brady Barr and Tyranny Thighs and Gabby Wild and people like that in Animal Jam, but you have to go all the way to those places and play the video and choose a video you want and stuff like that. So I feel like all the stuff you have to do before you actually watch the video kind of deters people from actually doing so. I feel like if Animal Jam put up a daily fact before the daily spin or something like that, I don't know, like just some random time in Animal Jam you get a daily fact, I feel like that would really boost the educational factor in Animal Jam. That'd be really cool in my opinion, and it'd definitely boost the educational factor of Animal Jam, I think. Okay, I'm just scrolling through these comments on my Instagram, which by the way, you should follow me at BepperYT. Almost all of these comments are asking for embarrassing or funny stories from about when me and Apari were little. Oh boy, here's an embarrassing story. I literally thought I was a dog for the first, 5 years of my life. Like, wholeheartedly believed I was part canine. Newsflash, I wasn't. I'm not a dog, I'm a human, but I really wholeheartedly believed I was a dog. I used to run around on all fours, like I would literally run around like my dogs do, and my parents just went along with it. Like, they went along with my craziness. I said that I was a golden retriever named Max, and my parents were like, oh, come here, Max, here's a treat, Max. They never actually gave me, dog food treats, but they give me, pretzels and stuff, and they encouraged it. I don't know why, but literally, I was like, I believed I was a dog. Oh, and here's another thing. When I graduated preschool, they asked, oh, what do you want to be when you're older? We had to write it down on this little slip of paper, and in front of all the parents in the ceremony, say what we wanted to be when we were older. I wrote down that I wanted to be a dog when I was older, and I read that out loud in front of all the parents and all the little students. I literally said I wanted to be a dog when I grew up. I don't know why, but, that happened. That was a thing. I wholeheartedly believed I was a dog. And my name was Max, and I was a golden retriever. Who knows, maybe that was my life before this life, I don't know. I was reincarnated as a weird human. Sarayagladu87, I don't really know how to say that, so I'm sorry if I just butchered it. They want me to talk about having a flying land. Now, while having a flying land would be really cool, I don't know if I'd ever actually use it. Like, I'll always buy a new animal, even if it's a flying animal, but I really don't enjoy being a flying animal in Animal Jam. I find them super hard to, like, customize and stuff. Like, to me, items just don't look good on them, so I don't know if I'd actually use, like, a flying land. Like, maybe I'd explore it every now and then, but, like, I don't see myself using it regularly. And that is my last thought of the day. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.